What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to tonight's live stream. Happy Tuesday. How are you guys doing tonight? We are going to hang out for the next hour or so and discuss some Scream 7 theories. As always, we can also talk some Dexter Resurrection and anything else we want to get into, other horror movies. So if you have any theories or anything that you want to discuss, start dropping them in the chat and we'll get to them in just a minute. First, I will say hello to some people. And also, hold on, let's see here. We're going to get a goal going in the chat, a super chat goal. So, if we can get 10 $5 super chats or more in the next hour, we will do an extra 30 minutes on the stream. So we will hang out for even longer. So if that is something you guys are interested in, the goal is now live in the chat. But either way, we're going to hang out. So let's get into it. Hey, RJ. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. King Matthew is here. Welcome. You said, my theory for Scream 7 is it opens with a flashback to Maureen's murder from Sydney's point of view, setting up Stu as the main villain in 7. Interesting. Sydney's point of view. Do you mean like she was there to witness it? I don't know if she was. I mean, I feel like she was the one to discover the body probably, which I don't think we technically know if she actually is the one who discovered her mother's body. But yeah, having the opening scene be Maureen's murder is something that, you know, we've speculated about here on the channel for a year now at this point. I think it would be so cool to see something so different for the franchise. We've never had a flashback in general, you know, so even if it's not the opening scene, I would love to see a flashback to this. Hopefully that is something that we can see in Scream 7. Hey, Harvey. If Sam was ever going to be a Ghostface, it would be fun if she peer pressured Stu into returning through her visions of Billy. You know, it's a shame. Like, when Sam was still going to be in the movie, people had theories like, what if Sam actually becomes a full-blown Ghostface? That would be cool. I mean, we've kind of seen her sort of behave as a Ghostface. Like, she wore the costume. She goes crazy on Detective Bailey at the end there. So, unfortunately, you know, maybe one day, Scream 8. Hey, Kane. I'll be stalking the stream from afar, menacingly. Oh, no. Welcome to the live stream. Michael is here, and you said, check out my comment on your last video. Super curious to know what you think. The one from today, about Dexter Resurrection. Let's see. Michael O'Connor. Let me look for the comment. Here we go. Something isn't adding up. How is Dexter not under arrest and handcuffed to the bed? He was caught dead to rights, more or less. I just don't get it. Maybe Harrison kills Angela. Interesting. That is a good question. Yeah, why isn't he handcuffed to the bed? I don't know. That is something that I've been wondering myself. And where the hell is Angela? Why hasn't she been announced? That has me worried. I don't think Angela's going to be in the show. I don't know. I feel like they would have announced it. They've announced everyone else. You know, people who should remain a surprise have been announced. So why not tell us that someone is coming back who played a big role in Dexter New Blood? I don't know. And, you know, we have confirmation that Dexter's in a coma for, what is it, 10 weeks? So that's 2.5 months. And then he just wakes up and Batista is there and says hello to him. And Dexter's able to walk around and escape the hospital. So it's a good question. I wish I had an answer for you. I don't. I am very eager to see myself. Man, maybe what you said, maybe Harrison kills Angela. I don't know. Because we see at the end of the finale, Harrison is driving in a car. He's like on his way to New York City. So I don't know. Does he go back to Iron Lake and kill her? I don't know. I can't wait to find out. But thank you, Michael, for checking out my recent video and for leaving a comment. I appreciate it. Hey, Tristan. We have Ryan here as a channel member for 21 months. Wow. Yeah, you said, wow, time flies. It's insane. It really is. I appreciate you, Ryan, being here through everything for the past 2 years, pretty much. Insane. It's been a wild ride, and we're not slowing down anytime soon. So definitely, I mean, as we get closer to Scream 7, man, we're going to have a lot to talk about on the channel. But thank you for being here. I appreciate your continued support on the channel, seriously. And thank you for moderating as well during the live streams. And we have our first super chat from Zork. Thank you, Zork. Top 4 strongest Ghostfaces: 1 Roman, 2 Mickey, 3 Wayne, 4 Amber. Also, I linked you chapter 7. Okay, I will have to check it out. I'm so bad about checking my DMs. I really am. I rarely go on my Instagram, I'll admit. But let's see. 4 strongest Ghostfaces. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to really gauge. I mean, I think I would have to put Charlie on that list. I know there's not a lot of Charlie lovers out there. I love him. He's like in my top 5 Ghostfaces. You guys know I love Scream 4. Speaking of Scream 4, we have our watch party tomorrow night. So it's already posted on the channel. So like look out for that if you guys want to join. But yeah, I probably would put Charlie on that list. I guess Roman too. Maybe Mickey. I'm trying to think of like the most brutal kills, and Charlie definitely has the most brutal kill. But yeah, thank you so much, Zork, for your super chat, for supporting the channel, for moderating. Definitely appreciate all of my moderators. And that is our first super chat towards our goal for an extra 30 minutes on the stream. So thank you so much. Let's see here. Where was I? King Matthew says, I think it's possible for Scream 7 we may see Randy return through AI. What if the killer uses Randy's voice to talk to Mindy before killing her? You know, it's possible. I would love to see Randy in some capacity. This is something I've talked about on the channel for a while now. Randy's honestly my favorite character. Like, you know, after Stu, Randy's my favorite. But something tells me he's not in the movie, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe they are trying to keep it under wraps because, you know, we've talked about how, like, they're announcing all of these surprises, like Matthew Lillard, Scott Foley, David Arquette. All of this was supposed to be a surprise, but then there was like a spoiler leak or whatever. So maybe they were able to keep this under wraps, I hope, but something tells me in my bones that he's not going to be in the movie. And I'm sad about it, but what can you do? We have Stu back at least. We have our second super chat from Percy. Thank you, Percy, Who wins, human Jason or Charlie Walker? Human Jason, like when he's a kid, like when he drowns. I'm gonna go Charlie. I personally just like Charlie more. He has some brutal kills under his belt, so I am going with Charlie. If we're talking human Jason. If it's like regular Jason, then I think that's a different story. Missed you. Thank you. I appreciate this. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Presence. Hey, Colton. Thank you for being here. We have 37 people here right now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hey, Kylan. Yes, like Kylan says, please give the like button. Please hit the like button. It helps out the channel, helps out this stream. It pumps it out to some more people. So please, if we can get 37, all 37 people here right now to like the stream, that would help me out. Hey, Curtis. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being a channel member. Ghostface and Dexter, you're my favorite creator for sure. Thank you so much. I seriously appreciate that. Yeah, lots of Dexter content coming because we are less than a month away from Dexter Resurrection. So excited. I just put out a brand new Dexter video a few hours ago. So after the stream, definitely check it out if you haven't seen it yet. It's a good one. Some, interesting updates for the show. They officially wrapped filming today, June 17th. Dexter has officially wrapped filming. Tristan says, what if Carla's the killer in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer? Because she's confirmed to be back in some capacity and we don't know how. I personally don't think she's the killer. Is it technically confirmed that she's back? I know that like someone tweeted about it. Someone who worked on the movie, might have been the director. I'm not sure. I think they responded to a fan on Twitter and they said something like, the fan asked if we're going to see Carla, and this person replied saying, you'll just have to see the movie to find out. So that does make me think she's going to be in it because, if this person said that and she ends up not being in the movie, that's kind of messed up. Like, why would you say that? So I don't know. I just don't see her being the killer. I don't feel like it's any of the returning legacy characters. I feel like it's going to be one of the new kids. But who knows? I sure don't. Hey, Brady. Do you think Charlie, if he ever came back, would change his name to Caden? Why? Why would he do that? I don't know. Scotty is here. Hey, Scotty. Watched Bride of Chucky last night. Top tier comedic horror. I love The Bride of Chucky. I love that movie as a kid, so it's just super, super nostalgic to me. I love Tiffany. Hey, J-Rod. It's possible we might see Helen and Barry as flashbacks or hallucination in the new movie. I would love that. That would be cool. Nice little nostalgia right there. Oh, yes. Sydney remembers seeing Billy leaving the crime, Maureen's murder. So I guess, yeah, she probably does discover her body. Oh my God, that's so traumatizing to think about. She had to see her mother like that. Matthew says, I also just finished watching the trailer for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I changed my mind. I think Ray will die instead of being the killer. I think that's why Julie seemed sad. Yeah, I feel like he's probably gonna die. I mean, I definitely don't think he's the killer, like some people are theorizing. I feel like one of the legacy characters have to die, and I can see it being Ray. I feel like it's giving Dewey in Scream 5, you know? So we'll see. Hey, Chocolate Ice. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Carl. If Stu has a different role than a killer this time around, how about 2 female ghost faces, perhaps? Not been done before. Well, you know, if Stu comes back, I feel like there's no point in bringing him back unless he's a killer. At least for me. Like, I don't want to see him be this reformed character. This is something I've talked about before on the channel. So I do think we're going to see cult members. I think we're going to see multiple cult members, like maybe 4 at least, you know? Even if we do see more than 4, I don't think we'll get to know all of them because there's just not enough screen time for all these characters. But yeah, if let's say we get 3 or 4 cult members that we actually get to meet and spend time with, I could see there being multiple girls for sure. I don't think Stu will be coming back. I think it will only be a flashback, honestly, but it will be cool if they make it right. Yeah, I know. A lot of people think he's just going to be a flashback. I disagree, obviously. I think he's going to be alive. I think we very well could see a flashback of him, though. I feel like they're going to start the movie, you know, the first half of the movie, we might get a Stu flashback where half the audience is going to be thinking, oh man, that's all we're getting with Stu. But then at the end, he shows up alive. Sam Carpenter is an honorary Ghostface and is the best Ghostface of Scream 6. That is true. Very true. Hey, John. Have you ever seen Sorority Row 2009? And if so, what'd you think of it? I have seen it. Yes, I love that movie. I remember watching it years ago, you know, around the time it first came out. I remember being a fan of it back then, but then I gave it my first rewatch like a year ago, maybe, because I really hadn't seen it in like adulthood. And it holds up, man. It's a good slasher. That is like my favorite type of movie, you know, like either high school or college students with a killer going around. It's good. Ryan says, I passed my road test today at 26. Better late than never. Gonna drive myself to the theater on February 27th for Scream 7. Nice. Congratulations. I still have never gotten my driver's license because I grew up in New York City, never had to drive anywhere. And I'm about to be 29 years old in exactly 1 week. And I have my permit because the permit test is so easy. So technically, like, I could drive in a car with another adult who has their license. And I have driven a car before. Like, I know how to drive a car. I just don't know the rules of the road, really. And I'm like nervous about driving, but gotta do it one day. But congratulations. I think Stu will be back. Kevin can't screw this up. Yeah, I'm with you. Chocolate ice. Presence says, I'm confused on what Dexter is going to tell Batista. since in the trailer they show them catching up and then Dexter just leaving to New York City. So I wonder what he says to get out of there. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a few ways it could go. Either he's just going to say to Batista, like, oh, of course I'm not the butcher. Like, you know, Angela's crazy. He's going to probably bring up his dad. Like, you know, my dad was a cop. Deb was a cop. Like, what do you mean I'm the butcher? Of course I'm not. And then he's probably just going to say he has to go to the bathroom. And that's when he jumps out of the window. And then that's probably what's going to make Batista suspicious of him and go looking for him. I don't know. I've heard some fans theorize that maybe Batista tells him to leave because, you know, Dexter might say, I'm not the butcher. Angel won't believe he's the butcher. He'll say, like, oh, I know, you could never be the butcher. But maybe Batista will tell him, like, listen, they think you are, though, so get out of here while you can. I don't know. I really don't. Yes. Sarah Michelle Gellar was on the set of I Know What You Did Last Summer, but maybe she was just there visiting her husband, who, you know, was definitely in the movie, and just for like nostalgia purposes because she was in the first movie. I don't know. Hopefully they do have something up their sleeves, though. Hey, RJ, what are your opinions on the new I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer that dropped today? I thought it was good. I thought it was a good trailer. I feel like it didn't really spoil much. I thought the characters were pretty interesting. Some suspenseful scenes, it looks like. So I thought it was a good trailer. I considered doing maybe like a trailer breakdown or just like a video with some of my thoughts. I might do that tomorrow. We will see. I'm not sure. Hey, Chris. Yes, Kevin Williamson is directing Scream 7 and apparently Scream 8 as well. So I did a video on this a few weeks ago where Production Weekly confirmed that Scream 8 is, you know, in the works. And listed on Production Weekly, it says Kevin Williamson is the director. So I'm hoping that he will, it's, you know, official, that he will be directing Scream 8. And a lot of us here on YouTube are theorizing that we could be getting that cliffhanger in Scream 7 because not only was that always Kevin Williamson's vision back in the day for like multiple sequels, like Scream 2, I think he wanted to do a cliffhanger, but, you know, didn't happen. Scream 4, he wanted to do a cliffhanger, didn't happen. So I feel like now's the perfect time. And if, you know, if there is a cliffhanger, which leads us into Scream 8, I can imagine they would want him to direct Scream 8 so they could have the same type of feel to Scream 7 because it's going to be like a continued story, you know? Hey, Jesse. Hey, Marcus. Thank you so much. Yes, please. Now we have 42 people here. So please, you guys, give the stream a like. Thanks for stopping by, Marcus. I hope you're doing well. Hey, dude who loves movies. Marcus. You're Charlie's #1 fan. I love it. Hey, Justin. Harvey says Scream 4 isn't my favorite and probably is not in my top 5, but the watch along tomorrow will be me giving a chance to Scream 4 and Charlie as a Ghostface. Nice. Yeah, I love Scream 4. It's my favorite sequel. I'm so excited to watch it with you guys tomorrow. Who would win, Ethan or Jill? Gotta go Jill, just because I freaking hate Ethan. I hate him. I wonder if somehow Ben Willis returns in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, because Muse Watson expressed interest in coming back to the series. Maybe Julie has nightmares of Ben Willis. Yeah, like, doesn't he die at the end? I honestly don't remember. I feel like he does. And if he did, then yeah, I guess it could be like a nightmare type of thing. I hope I Know You Did Last Summer doesn't play into the family member is the killer trope again. If it's a cousin or grandson of Will Benson, I'll be upset personally. Yeah, I feel like it's gotta be something new. I feel like it's one of the newcomers. I don't know who. Maybe if I do a video tomorrow, which I'm not sure if I will, but if I do, I'll definitely rewatch the trailer and maybe, you know, try to come up with a theory of like who I think the killer could be. Hey, Lefty Twigs. Hey, Shaggy. I am doing well, thank you. I hope you are too. Chucky versus Ghostface. Ghostface wins. Definitely. Hey, Francisco. Welcome to the stream. It's also kind of crazy that Scream 7 releases the same day as Resident Evil 9. Is that true? If Alex is here right now, we need the Scream 7 countdown in the chat. Sorority Row was PLL before PLL, and I love how Ren's in it. Oh my god, is he in that movie? I totally forgot. He's also in another slasher. Oh my god, what the hell is that one called? How do I even find... Okay, hold up. I need to figure out this movie, because it's a good slasher that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. I think it came out in like 2007. And I can't remember the name. I gave it a first time watch this past Halloween season because someone recommended it on YouTube. Cry Wolf, 2005. That's a pretty good movie. There's a channel here on YouTube. I think they're called Cobwebs Channel or something. I love his channel. I haven't watched it in a while. I was watching his channel a lot last Halloween season because he gives a lot of good recommendations for like fall vibes, like movies that take place in the fall that have a lot of like fall foliage in the movie. So Cry Wolf is a pretty solid slasher movie you guys should check out. But I totally forgot that he's in Sorority Row. Wait, is he? Why am I not seeing him on the cast list? Oh, yeah. You're right. Gotta give that one another rewatch. I've only seen Sorority Row like twice. Percy with another super chat. Thank you. Who wins, Harry Warden or Brian Moser? Gotta go Brian Moser. I'm sorry. Brian Moser is an excellent serial killer. Thank you, Percy, for your super chats. Hey, Devin. Great Dexter video earlier. Thank you. If Brian shows up as Dexter's ghost, what do you think Dexter does to summon him? Does he kill someone innocent? Also, not trying to be weird, but you're gorgeous. Thank you so much, Devin. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like he would have to either possibly kill someone innocent, because that is what happened in season 6 of the original show. That is why Brian showed up in season 6. And Harry kind of disappeared for like an episode. And then once Dexter's ready to go back home and like return to the code, that's when Harry shows up again. So either Dexter will kill someone innocent, or maybe he doesn't quite get to that point, but he just kind of struggles with his morals and like questioning the code and if he really wants to follow it. Because I think I said in the video earlier that in the trailer for Dexter Resurrection, Harry says to Dexter, I urge you to be careful. And Dexter's like, I'm tired of being careful. And I've been saying in a bunch of my videos, like, Dexter's going to be hanging out with all of these other serial killers who I imagine do not have the same code as him. So these serial killers that he's friends with now are going to be having fun killing innocent people. And I feel like Dexter's going to think to himself, like, oh man, I wish I could let loose like that. I wish I could be free like that and not care about who I kill and not have to follow such a strict code. So even if he doesn't actually kill an innocent, I think he might struggle with his like emotions and stuff like that. So maybe Brian can actually just show up anyway. I can't wait. I'm so excited. If Stu really comes back as alive, I will jump and scream in the cinema for real. Yeah. Every day I think about what it's going to be like to sit in that theater and for Stu to come back alive, and I'm not going to be able to contain myself. I'm really not. Like, I don't know. My heart's going to be racing. I don't know. I'm going to have to like eat all of my snacks, my movie snacks early on, because the second half of the movie, I'm going to choke on my snacks. Like, I don't know. I'm going to want to like get up out of my seat and run around because my heart's just going to be racing. Man, it's going to be so much fun. J-Rod says, I'm looking forward to seeing Sydney's coffee shop business and all the good times before being tormented again, unfortunately. Yeah, same. It's going to be short-lived seeing her have a nice, peaceful life. I'm also kind of curious on why Helen's sister's store will be brought back in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, since both Helen and Elsa are dead, unless one of them survived. Definitely don't think one of them survived. I feel like it's just someone probably took over the store. You know, it's a small town with probably not that many businesses in general. So I imagine when Elsa died, someone just took over, and it's just still a store that's there in town. I think it will be better if Dexter just admits on being the butcher to Batista, like he has nothing else to lose. The thing when he always gets away with that has been done too many times. I mean, I think he has everything to lose. He has his freedom, his life. In fact, not only would he go to jail, but I think he would get the death penalty for everything he's done. So he still has everything to lose. And knowing that his son is out there on his own, he probably wants to keep living and being free for Harrison so that he can help Harrison, especially knowing that Harrison has his own darkness and his own violent tendencies. So if Dexter's not there to like guide him, Harrison can go off the deep end. You know, he doesn't have a code to follow. He could get caught, get arrested, get killed. So I can't imagine Dexter admits to Batista. I mean, number one rule of the code is don't get caught. And you have to do whatever it takes to not get caught. Even if that also includes like killing innocent people, which one of the rules of the code is also don't kill innocent people. But, you know, rule number one, don't get caught, trumps everything else. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Or Batista knows Dexter is the butcher, but he's decided that he agrees with what Dexter does, so he tells him to leave. I don't know. I suppose it's a possibility, but I feel like I can't see that happening. I think Batista, he loves his job. He loves what he does. He's a very by the book guy. I don't think he would really be okay with what Dexter does, but I can see him kind of struggling with it a little bit at first because, you know, he loved Dexter. He considered him family. So I think if he finds out the truth, I think he would struggle with it, but I think ultimately he would have to like turn him in and make him go through the justice system. Harrison kills Angel Batista to save his dad. He feels regret after becoming a killer. You never know. I mean, Batista's definitely making it through the whole season. He's going to be filming the finale and stuff, so if Harrison kills Batista, it's not going to happen until the finale. And I hope it doesn't. Ugh. I love him so much. Yeah, he's such a pure and innocent person. I can imagine that Scream 7 is a true passion project for Kevin Williamson, as it's his creation. I truly hope the film doesn't disappoint us. The expectation is so high, I think. Yeah, definitely a passion project for him. I love that he is able to return to the franchise as a director, first-time director, because, as you said, he created this story and these characters. The expectations are high. My expectations are very high. So, you know, I guess when your expectations are high, there's always a chance of disappointment, but I'm going to keep being optimistic. Nicholas says, hear me out. What if Stu is dead, but it's revealed he was alive during the events of Scream 3 and was Roman's secret partner at that time? That is interesting. I have very mixed emotions about that. So I would obviously be disappointed that he isn't coming back alive now and like leading the cult. And there would be no chance of him and Sydney coming face to face again, which is what I think is going to happen. So I would be very disappointed about that. However, I would also kind of be happy because at least it confirms that he survived the events of the first movie. and it would like prove some of the haters to be wrong. So mixed emotions for sure if that would be the case, but that's interesting. What upcoming film apart from Scream 7 are you most excited for? Good question. Well, I am excited for Scary Movie 6 and also 28 Years Later, which comes out this Friday. I might have to see it this Friday, although I'm not sure I'll have time. It might have to wait for next week. I'm excited for that. Hey, Itrol. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god, yeah, definitely watch Cry Wolf. But I would maybe wait until the fall season. I personally don't like watching Halloween movies or fall movies unless it's fall. I know some people don't care and they'll watch it whenever, but yeah, super underrated. I had never heard of it. It makes me wonder how many other slashes are out there from like the early 2000s. That's my thing. Like, you know, I love early 2000s horror movies and slashers, so hey, talking Star Wars, what's your thoughts on the new I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer? I think somehow the killer could be a runner-up to the pageant. I thought the trailer was good. I was saying earlier, I don't think it spoiled too much. I might do like a trailer breakdown tomorrow or just like give some of my thoughts on it. I need to watch it again. I only watched it once, but I thought it was good. Hey, Daniel. What kind of headset are you wearing? It says, I don't know, BERIBES. They're literally just headphones from Amazon. They were like $25 on Amazon. And I have it plugged into my microphone right here. Yeah, Marcus, you gotta watch Dexter, man. You would love it. You really would. It's one of the best shows of all time. Seriously, like, man, I wish I could watch it for the first time again. And the fact that the show is starting up soon, now's a good time to catch up. If you're someone who can like binge watch shows quickly, then you should try to get it done before July 11th for the premiere. So it's 8 seasons of the original show, but it's only 12 episodes per season. So it's like you could binge watch a whole season in like a freaking day if you're committed. And then there's one season of Dexter New Blood. So then that's 9 seasons you got to watch before Resurrection. But there's also 1 season of the prequel show as well, which I would recommend watching it before Resurrection comes out, although I'm not sure it's completely necessary. Do you think Wayne was a real detective? I don't know. I feel like he wasn't, but there's the question of how, I don't know. Radio Silence has talked about this in interviews before, where that all of their last names are not, none of them are real. So Kirsch wasn't their last name, Bailey was not their last name, and Landry was also not their last name. And their real name was whatever they went by when they lived in the Midwest. So, and then they admit in the same interview, but then there's the question of how did Bailey join the NYPD? So I don't know. Lots of plot holes in Scream 6, unfortunately. Hopefully we don't have any of that in Scream 7. I do feel like, you know, Scream 6 was a little rushed. Like, you know, it only came out a year after Scream 5. So, Scream 7's taken a little bit of their time, so hopefully they get things right. But we shall see. Dexter season 1, oh my god, I will never forget watching that for the first time. Like, the first season is just pure magic. The mystery of it all. Scream 7 and 8 will be the first time I've gone back to the theaters in years. I think the last movie I saw in the theaters was Avengers Endgame. Matthew Lillard and Neve Campbell, Scream is worth it. Yeah, definitely worth it. I also don't go to the movies that often. I used to not live very close to one, but now I do. So I don't really have an excuse to not go anymore. But, you know, it is kind of expensive. That's what kills me. I remember, like, when I was in middle school, and that was all that me and my friends did, go to the movies. Because what else do you do as a kid? Tickets were like $11. And now it's like 20. I don't even know. Depends on what theater you go to. Yeah, I also hope Batista does not die. Hey, TJ. Now that we got the trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer, do you think we could get the teaser trailer for Scream 7 soon? I don't know. I really feel like it could go either way. I feel like probably not. I think we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Okay, well, June's kind of almost over. Well, we're like halfway through June. And then July, August, September, October, November, December. I feel like December we're going to get the full trailer. So I feel like October we're going to get the teaser. But I don't know. I feel like they should do a teaser for the teaser. You know what I mean? Like, typically teaser trailers are like 30 seconds long. We do get some footage from the movie, but I'm talking a teaser where it's like literally just the logo and maybe a little bit of like the score and maybe Ghostface saying a line. Like something like that, they should give us now, honestly. Why not? Like, start building the hype now. And like I said, it doesn't have to actually be a scene from the movie. It could be the logo with Ghostface talking. So who knows? I mean, maybe they want to be nice and give us a little something. But I feel like probably October. If we get a Ghostface reveal in the middle of the movie as speculated, who will it be? You know, a part of me wonders if it could be Stu, just so that we can like spend a little bit more time with him. But I feel like it'll be one of the cult members. Who? I don't know. I don't know. I gotta think about that. And maybe do a video. This new season of Dexter is gonna be so good. I feel it. I know it. Derek says Stu isn't alive. I'm pretty sure the police would have noticed his body missing. Plus, he got that heavy-ass TV slammed on him. So, my thing with the police is that I think they could have covered it up. I think they could have been in on it. I have so many theories on the channel about this. If you're interested, Derek, if you want to check them out, I have a Stu Macher playlist with like 80 videos about Stu. So I think the police could have helped to cover it up. You know, Woodsboro is a small town. Stu's parents had money. They lived in a very nice house. They could have been friends with the sheriff, Sheriff Burke, and paid him to help cover it up. And as far as the TV, I have, I think, like 2 videos dedicated to why I think Stu could have survived his injuries. So definitely check that out if you're interested. One of the reasons is it didn't fall from that great of a height. It fell from like not that high above his head. And he had his hands raised to like help soften the blow. So there's some other reasons too that I get into in my video. Dexter is currently on Netflix, but I think they're taking it off very soon. But it's on Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount Plus, every season of Dexter, including the sequel, the prequel, everything is on Paramount Plus. And you will need Paramount Plus to watch the new season, so you might as well just sign up for it if you don't have it already. Yeah. And the thing with Dexter is you're going to want to keep watching the next episode. Like every episode ends on some kind of little cliffhanger or like just something interesting that you're going to be up until the sun rises saying, okay, just one more episode. Justin says, I think Wayne had to have already been a cop. It would be hard to infiltrate the police department if Wayne wasn't a real detective. But it doesn't make sense how he changed his name and they didn't know. Exactly, Justin. So it's like either way, it's questionable. But I guess in movies, sometimes you have to just suspend disbelief. I don't know. Maybe I really don't know. He was able to get a very convincing fake identification documents. I don't know. Thank you, Tristan. I appreciate that. Ooh, Marcus says, I think a Scream 7 teaser will drop during previews of I Know You Did Last Summer. I hope so. I really do. And if that's the case, that's like 1 month from now, because I Know You Did Last Summer is what, July 18th? So I hope so. Hottest Dexter Resurrection take you've heard? Honestly, I think the hottest take I've heard is that Dexter's going to kill Harrison. I can't see that happening because I do think Harrison is going to be like a full-blown killer. And it's possible he won't be operating under the same code as his father, and which I think is actually pretty likely. But then everyone in response to my theories is like, oh, Dexter's gonna kill Harrison because of it. I don't think so. I think he's gonna, I can't imagine he would kill his own son. I can see him struggling with the decision and kind of just struggling with his morals. But that's probably the hottest take I've heard. Masuka as a serial killer? No way. Let's see here. Jackson is throwing out a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jackson. I appreciate it. Kind of off topic. Did you watch the Scream TV show from a few years back with Willa Fitzgerald? I did, yes. I kind of remember watching it on MTV as it was airing, but I might have stopped. Like, I think as it was airing, I just kind of gave up on it. And then years later, I did watch it. And, you know, it's enjoyable at times. It definitely doesn't compare to the movies. It's nowhere near as good as the movies, but the first 2 seasons, I think, were so great. And I'm pissed that we didn't get to conclude their storyline. I actually think the first 2 seasons were great up until that final episode. The final episode of season 2 has such a different feel from the rest of the season. It's so weird. And then season 3 obviously is a completely different storyline. Not as good as the first storyline, but I think I first of all really like Keke Palmer. I'm a huge fan of hers. I like that they used the actual Ghostface mask, and I think the twist at the end of season 3 was pretty good from what I remember. I will admit it's been a while since I watched the show, so I definitely need to give it a rewatch. Because I have had some people request that I do some videos on it, but I don't have enough knowledge on the show to do something. So I would have to rewatch it. And I also have had some requests to do watch parties for the show. So maybe that'll happen. We'll see. But thank you, Jackson, for your super chat. I appreciate it. I do think we're gonna start to wrap up here in just a minute. We've been going for an hour, which is great. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. What is the most ridiculous thing you can think of that could happen in Scream 7? I don't know. Maybe like her daughter being Ghostface. I don't know. I could see Masuka as a stalker of women, but not a killer. Yeah. True. Thank you so much, Jackson. That is very kind. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't think the show is available anywhere right now. It used to be on Netflix for a few years. I don't think it's there anymore. All right, so thank you guys for hanging out. Don't forget, we have the Scream 4 watch party tomorrow, Wednesday, June 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So get ready. Hopefully you're free. Maybe you can, find the time in your schedule to hang out for a couple hours and watch Scream 4. It is my favorite sequel, so I am very excited to watch it with you guys. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great night. If you're a Dexter fan here, I did just put out a new video a few hours ago with some pretty important updates, so check it out right now if you have not seen it yet, please. And give it a like and leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. But I will see you guys tomorrow for the watch party. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.